To ascend really is a beautiful thing. It really is. Because, like, what is it? Last night I went to the River City Roots Festival in Montana, in Missoula, Montana. And it was awesome to listen to the band, you know. And I'm learning how to regulate and like surrender my energy more. And in all the ways that I'm not, like where I have blockages or still or stagnant energy, like fear, like dense energy, um, it's I'm ascending and awakening in different ways and coming online with my spiritual gifts in different ways that I can see where fear is stopping me or fear is affecting me or which is a key to an energetic block that I have, you know, or patterning or looping or karmic looping or ancestral karmic looping patterns, you know, or like ancient DNA debris, you know, that working through in the energetic way that is possible, that is potentially possible, which I have been opening. That's been one of my mantras is being, I am, I am open to, I open myself up to the infinite potential of all that is. And I'll say that over and over and over, and I'll surrender myself when I do it and let go and let go and let go. Because it's really hard to surrender when we're so busy thinking about the next thing, at least for me, you know. And so, you know, the next thing or the past thing, you know, it's so hard to get out of that. And that's what we were conditioned and manipulated into being. And so we wouldn't be in our power. And because of moment, it was our power. And so in all the ways that I keep doing that, I'm becoming enlightened on how I do so that I can catch myself and stop doing it, you know, or know that I need to work on it. And I like it wasn't and the fears are going away. The force and the power behind the fear is going away. It's going away. What besides me like being enlightened into the ways that I am holding on to those dense energies and that fear in that way that's making affecting me and influencing my life in that way because I am familiar with it and that's what I've known, but it hasn't been beneficial. And I didn't know that before, you know, but it's just what we've known. We don't know any better. But and that's why I'm here though, is to anchor that in, to anchor that change in and that's what they're saying. Not like not only am I healing my ancestral line, I'm helping to change it to a better place by energetically understanding how it works and then alchemizing and transmuting energies so that I can anchor them in so that everyone else can access them as well. And what other reason, you know, like what better reason could you have to do something? And, you know, to let go of fear, to let go of familiarity, to let go of comfort, you know, and all the ways that we don't even realize that we do. Like, it's just crazy. Like, the patterns are crazy. And that's me. I'm becoming more, as I ascend, I become more enlightened, which means that especially since I'm willing to open myself up to the infinite potential of all that is, which means you have to surrender completely. You have to get in a state of surrender to be able to open yourself up to receiving the potential, infinite potential of all that is actually possible. Like, chew that. That's why I want to do it because because I know that there's an infinite potential of all that is. And if I just let go of all the things that I've known in the ways that I've known it, you know, that's not good for me. That's not beneficial for me, especially you know, that I make way and I make room for the infinite potential of all that is. And that's why just saying it as a mantra over and over and over to myself, you know, I'm surrendering and I surrender to the creator all the time too. I say that, you know, throughout like all throughout the day as well. Like you know, here, have me. I completely and all you do to surrender is to completely let go energetically, which means you got to relax. And it's funny because I had migraines all my life and I had to learn how, like, it would get so bad that my migraines would get so bad that I would have to, like, hole up in a room with lights off and I'd be in a fetal position crying, you know, because it hurt so bad. And, you know, it taught me a lot, though. It's actually crazy because my migraines taught me how to pay attention to the parts of my body that were hurting and it was actually a migraine's clenching on or it's really, you know, that's where the pain comes from. And what I would do is I'd lay in that fetal position and I would sit there and I would relax myself over and over and over in the spot. I'd even have to like go around sometimes, like wherever the headache was, and I just relax and I'd relax little spaces throughout because I didn't want to cry. If I cried, it made my head hurt worse. And so I couldn't, you know, I couldn't, so I couldn't do that. So I just lay there and I'd calm myself down and I'd learn how to relax my entire, and sometimes I'd have to, like, as soon as I got the whole part that was hurting relaxed, the the part, the middle of it would start to hurt again, and so I'd have to do it again and again. But there was a couple times where actually, like I was like in a 3-day migraine, and this is a miracle. So I've had many miracles in my life that have happened that are unexplained. That don't, it's literally a miracle. And there's only been 2 times that I've been in so much pain and it just disappeared. Like I'd been in pain for hours and hours and hours, and I didn't take any Excedrin. I just like let go. I let go to God is what I did, and the pain went away, and it was gone. The migraine was gone, and that only happened. I had migraines like every single day of my life since I was 11. And I'm 41 now. So like I've been taking Excedrin like that forever, and I'm trying to get my body healthier so I can not be dependent on something like that. There's something wrong with my physical body for that to happen, and everything can be fixed throughout all your bodies because they're all connected through your chakras. Anyway, so the headache. So yeah, that was one of the things that like migraines taught me, is to how to pay attention to my energy. And so where I was going now. um, but yeah, I went to the River City Roots Festival, and I listened to the band, and I was bringing energies in, and I do grid work. So, like, you know what I mean? I was calling my celestial star families in, and I was anchoring in Mother Gaia. And then I was actually, I got sad because I was all alone and all by myself there, and I was like, but, it made me a little depressed. And so I'm not perfect. I'm human, like I hurt, and I'm glad that I can, if I hurt, that means I need to honor it and be with it. And so I walked away and I went to by the river and I sat next to a tree and grounded and I put my crystals out and people were all walking around me and I'm like, I don't care. I got to do this. This is my job. It literally is, like I went to the river over here and I put my hands in the river and I called my energies down and I was like activation and healing. And that's what I call forth through me all the time, those type of energies. And, yeah, no, it's really cool to enlighten and awaken and ascend. It really is. It's worth it. And like it's like it wouldn't be though. You know what I mean? God's not going to make it so it's not. And it's all to show us that we are the ones that make the choice. That we are the ones that have the energetic control over ourselves and everything, like in our experience. Honest to God, it's cliche. It sounds, but it's true. We actually do. We just don't know how, and we've been manipulated and conditioned and influenced into a way that isn't for our highest good. That's not for benefits us in the ways that our infinite potentiality has to offer us. And so, but it is worth it. Like I'm still grateful. I'm always grateful. Like to be who I am and know what I know and come as far as like I have and know that it's only up. Ascension's only up, and I'm a light being. Like I'm going to choose light every time, and I'm going to figure out in all ways that I don't, because it's just in my nature to do. Like I want to get back to my divine original blueprints that I have the right, that we all have the right to have and be, and that is living from a joyous, high vibrational state of being. That is our original state of being. But we are so awesome because we are made of God and the Creator. We are an expression of Him in all the coolest, intricate, complex way that we were able to be manipulated into having our power taken away from us and us not knowing that we could do these things. And so it's cool to come back to. It is, like I said, like it wouldn't be though. And it's all in the ways, of course, that we've been taught not to, and that's surrender, let it go, trust. All the things that are innately within us to be, we can't do because we've been split and dualistic, polarized to the point where so we're experiencing two halves of the same kind of frequency or vibration. There's an opposite to each, but it doesn't make it bad or good. That was the genius part of the conditioning and the manipulating. That isn't dualism. Good and bad is just false altogether. There is no good, there is no bad. It really is the eye of the beholder and the perspective and the perception and the construct that we place on it that makes it either this or that. But it doesn't make it bad or good, it makes it positive or negative, beneficial or non-beneficial. When we label bad and good, it puts a stigma on it. It puts an identification on it, which doesn't help us. And so it's just not good to do. It's judging something is not good to do. Comparing stuff is not good to do. Because you're putting limitations on something that is limitless, for one, and for two, it usually usually, more than likely, I'm pretty sure ends badly or ends negatively, when we label in that way, when we define it in that way. Because we are that powerful. We have the ability to put that force, that power behind and believe that it's going to be that way. And then it is. Like this is a hard one to break. That's why I'm so proud and so grateful to be able to be here to do it for God and for humanity. It makes it a moral obligation, but it's a fucking awesome one. And like I said, like it wouldn't be worth it. Like it wouldn't be worth it. You know what I mean? Like for real. Like all the pain, all the sorrow. If we believe it's not going to be worth it, it's not going to be worth it. But if we believe that it can't be for nothing, that it is a vain, that we're not going to live a vain life, then it won't be. That is our choice. And we can be backed and assisted by so many other energies, negative or positive. You want to go for positive though; they're stronger. Like I said, the vibrational frequency is vertical. Ascension is a vortex that goes spiral that goes up. You know what I mean? And dualism, polarity, is on a horizontal axis, and that's how cool we are. That's why soul expansion is what is this is newfound territory, to break yourself and to fractal yourself and your soul, and to then heal it and come back together in integration into God. God became man so that man could become God. God became man, and then we forgot that we were made of God, that we were God, so that we could remember that we were. Like, how cool is that? That's fucking cool. If the journey is hard, that means it must be worth it. Make it that way. Like, for real. That's how I feel about it. Wholeheartedly. Like, don't let anything beat you. The only thing that can beat you is yourself, and it's the truth. You can let others, which is still you, that's your choice. When you let others take from you in some way, or hurt you in some way, or affect you negatively, make you angry, any of that, it is still our choice to let them do that. In whatever ways that happens, where we can get upset, in whatever ways that if someone else can affect us in that way, that is a wounding within us that needs to be addressed. Once it is honored, once it is felt, and you go through it, it might take a few times. Like, depends on how deep that stuff. We go back generations. Our DNA literally goes back since the existence of DNA of us. Like, as far back of our generations that they go, we don't even know. Honestly, honest to God. We didn't just appear here, so however far back, at least, many generations. I can't even put a number on it. I ain't even going to try. But to the origin of our energy, that's a lot of experience, and that's a lot of different types of experiences that one can have, that one may need to heal within them. That's why, like, even past life trauma or ancestral trauma, stuff that you didn't experience in this lifetime, you shouldn't take personally. Then it's a different form. It has manifested in a different form, but originated for a different reason. But if you have the ability to heal it by experiencing it, honoring it for your ancestors, and then have the ability to heal, bring that healing energy in, a specific one, which reverberates off the other ones. And it reverberates out, and it affects everyone. It helps everyone. And that's what more reason to do anything. That's why I'm not even living really good right now, and it's my own fault. I got to get through these abundance blocks. At least I'm not being spiritually attacked anymore. That part is cool. Like, I have learned how to control my energy enough, and I have ascended, and I've had support from all the amazingest of amazingest energies throughout there that honor and love and respect me and care about me in the same way that I do them. That have supported me and set these energies so that I can manifest them out and heal and come together, and because that is my mission. And it's been hard. It's been really hard. That's what I mean. I'm not in a good place right at the moment, but I'm not in a bad place either. Like, I don't feel. That's why I came on here, was to talk about the ascension. Is that I literally now I don't feel like things are against me like I did before. Like, I know I just made a video, and I don't take it personally anyway. Like, it doesn't upset me anymore. Like, that means I'm healing still, and I've been healing it, but I've been calling it in. I cry. I always, if an emotion comes up that I need to honor, I always do. I do, because I know that's the way to do it, and that's how you transmute energy, and that's how you alchemize energy within yourself. So it'll get better, and it'll get easier on me, no matter what it is. And it's hard because we've been, like I said, conditioned and manipulated into not seeing these things, and not feeling our emotions, and to ignoring it, and thinking we're weak. We do, like, son of a bitch. For real. but you know what? No, I'm still, that's what I mean. I'm still grateful because I know what's going on now. I'm becoming more in tune. I'm becoming more awakened. I'm becoming more enlightened. I'm awakening more. I'm ascending. I choose my ascension, you know, and I had, like I said, I had the most amazing spiritual team, and they're not outside of me. And I'm learning that they really are within me. And if, as long as I trust that they are, and they are. So I can trust them, they are. For real. You know, like that's one of the things is that I'm not, because before it hurt a lot, you know, and I'm still getting over it. But I mean, it's getting easier. I can feel the energetic difference. I can see the energetic difference. I know the energetic difference. I'm not healed all the way with it because I was, even when I went to that River City Roots Festival last night, you know, even my depression, my sadness that I was feeling wasn't helping either. It's for me to be able to know and understand that this is what I'm doing and that's how it is, because it's so, like, I literally travel between dimensions like ridiculously. Like, I hang out third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, and it isn't separate. It literally, when you're in 3D, you're experiencing the other ones if you ascended your energy that high, and you can vary in between them. And so, like, I have no idea what dimension I'm in when I'm in it. I just know that I'm in a higher one when I'm in a higher one sometimes, but when I'm in the lower one, I don't know. And that's the subtleness of it. That's the subtleness of it. That's why it's so hard, and that's why egoism and that the conditioning and manipulated happened in a dualistic and polarized manner, was to make it so that we would focus on ourselves instead of connecting to each other as a collective, as a whole, as a unified whole, instead of, and it separated us so that we would be less powerful. And yeah. I have a lot, yeah, to say about all this stuff, and I'm gonna keep doing it. Like, I make these videos, not, like I said, I don't make money off of them or anything like that. You know, it's just to journal vlog my experience of my ascension for my kids, or my kid and my kids' kids and my kids' kids and my kids' kids, because I know that it's important, and I know what I'm doing. I just know what I'm doing, and I've been initiated like a motherfucker and know what I'm doing. You know, but it's a choice. It is a choice. I was working with somebody the other day, and they were like, um, and they have no idea my spiritual knowledge or anything like that. You know, like they're on crystals, and they're probably like, you know, but that's not, you know, they don't know how much I believe it, you know. And he was like, or he was talking about how he's like, when somebody, or what is it, or when somebody gets chosen, you know, like by God, is what he was talking about. He's like, yeah, they don't even, it's not even their choice. I'm like, actually, on the contrary, you have to choose God, and then God chooses you back. That's how that works. That's how chosen works. You have to make the choice. You do, to be chosen. Like, you have to admit, you got to admit and surrender to God, and want to do this. You have to choose that option, and then God will choose you back. Oh, you do want to work for me, or or you do want to be on my, with me. All right, sweet. I will support you. You know what I mean? That's how it works. And then I have to believe that it's true for me to receive it. And that's been the hardest thing lately, is like I'm getting rid of those energies. And I was being hooked into it. I was being spiritually attacked really bad, so I wouldn't, but I had to move. That's why I gave everything up and I moved over here so I could be by myself. And I've been going to the river, and that's what I mean. I was grounding, but I had a hug tree. I was like, thank you. And I was revering the sunset, and just letting go and becoming part of the experience as much as I can energetically. And I still pick up energies around me. Like, the more I ascend, the stronger I get and the more sensitive I get. And so it can be hard. And that's why I've had to learn how to, like, create energetic boundaries better, because, like, oh my God, like, I'm my empath, like, I'm a high oak empath, and that's good or bad energies. But I also can control energy. I'm a master alchemist. So at the same time, as long as I can remember that, and I ground my energy, and I call in my spiritual team and my heavenly helpers, my, celestial star families, my elementals, and all that kind of stuff, I can bring ascension energies in and activation energies into everything around me, and I can expand my aura, and I can into Mother Gaia, and we all can, and I know that, though, and it makes it. And that's why I went and sat by the tree and went to the river and stuff like that. And, like, the river has, like, even Tesla knew that it has it has a magnetic current to it, you know what I mean? And we are magnetic. We are a living conduit. We literally are a fuse. We are a fuse, and we can be a light fuse, or we could be a dead fuse, or stagnant fuse, you know what I mean? Like, where things don't move through us, but we are literally a fuse for higher dimensions to be able to manifest into the lower dimensions through us, and through our God-given power and our divine power. And so, you know what I mean? And so, like, but I was still being affected by, and my own wounding was coming up. And so, that's okay. It helps me to see what is making me not be able to experience and the experience that I want to and I want to bring forth. How else am I going to know it, And so, like, and I knew that, and that's what I'm coming to know more and more and more. And even last night, like, I'm like, it's so weird. What I'm doing is like how I connect to Mother Gaia. Like, I even imagine, like the electric current going through me and feeling her. And I try and let go and release and feel as much as I can. And I call my ancestors in, to help me, and the higher energies to help me. And I let go. That's the biggest thing, is letting go, and that's all they want me to do. They're like, you need to learn how to be and just chill and be present, because that's where we were energetically manipulated, and that's where the stagnancy comes from, and the pain and the hurt and the turmoil and the negative things that happen, that we manifest into our experience without even knowing it, without even realizing it. And me too. Like, that's what I mean. Like, I'm the situation that I'm in right now. Like, I manifested it because of my disbelief and my mistrust and other energetic, negative things, negative dense energies within me that were creating pattern, and it was manifesting out in my reality of what I expected it to be. And I was also still hooked into too. Like I said, I've only been here a week in Missoula, and I had to get away because I knew I was corded into, and the only way to get away was to get away. I wasn't running away. I knew exactly what was going on. I just had to go because I couldn't. I was trying to cut the cords, and it was too hard. I was too close to the people that were corded into me, the energies that were corded into me, and so I needed to go do my own thing and get my energy back. And then having Mother Gaia and having the river and all that kind of stuff helps in being able to do that, being able to free my energy of those energies, because I can ground into Mother Gaia. It's so beautiful over here in the mountains. And then, like I said, water, the ocean, rivers especially too, because they're running currents. And so literally, as long as I relax and I let that current, and I imagine that current of the water, and I call my elementals, water elementals, earth elementals, air elementals, fire elementals, and all my celestial, all my supportive energies to help me to clean my energy out, because I want my energy to be, I want to heal, I want to ascend back to, I want to ascend, and Mother Gaia is here to help, and as I love her and she loves me, and it's in all ways, like that includes the animals and the trees and the plants and the air, and that's Mother Gaia all over. That's why we're ascending in our own bodies within ourselves. That's how Gaia is ascending, is actually through our human experience of our own personal ascension. Through all of us that are ascending, all the star seeds and all the light workers and stuff like that. She is ascending into fifth dimension and higher through us ascending and experiencing it with her. How beautiful is that? Like, for real, there's so many reasons to do it, And I'm telling myself this too, like, for real. There is. I'm really grateful. I am. I say that all the time. I know. But, like, I'm open to the experience, and that's what they love the most about me, is that I'm willing to let everything go and be like, here I am. What do you want me to do? And I want for the highest good of all, and that's all there is. That's all I want, pure intent. That's all you can have. To be supported by pure intent, you have to have pure intentions. And then you have to purify yourself to the best of your ability, which is just being honest and genuine with yourself at all times, as much as you can. Like where you can't, that's where you have a wounding, or you have a hurt, or you have dense energy that needs to be worked through. And so, yeah, this was a long one. I just got off work too, and I got to go back to work. It's okay though. Like I said, I'm adapting. That's another thing. There's a lot of things that are changing within me, in my experience, in my energy, and everything. And it's cool. It's not like what I expected, which is cool. It actually is. It's fucking cool that I don't want it to be what I expected anyway. There's too many ways that I don't expect that it could be. That could be way cooler than what I do expect. So I'd rather not expect, and I'd rather just let it go. And it's, and that's why they like working with me. It's because I'm willing, I still have stuff to get through. It isn't black or white. Ascension is not black or white. It is not linear. It is not straight. It is multidimensional. It is. I might take a step forward and then 5 steps back. I've done that when I was ascending. You know what I mean? I'm like, am I ever gonna get through this? Like, honestly, I laugh, but It's the experience is real. It really is. The pain is real. Like I thought about suicide more than anyone has any idea. My suicide ideation was ridiculous. Like I planned it out to a T in my head, and I meant it because I thought I didn't deserve to live, or it was so hard. Why try it? I've been trying and trying and trying, and it's not working. Like so I give up and I wouldn't trust. But when you want to die that bad to the point where you plan it out to the T, no one should ever have to want to feel like that. Honestly, I know how that feels, and that's why I do what I do. Because no one should have to want to feel that way. It doesn't mean giving of yourself too much, because others don't know any better either. Forgive them for they know not what they do. Forgive yourself for you know not what you do. That's what evil energy, negative energy, evil energy, bad energy. What their biggest tactic was manipulating us into forgetting all the time. We forget. We live in the moments, or like we don't live in the moment so much that we forget. Like like honestly, like that we what we know or what we can be or what we can do, how strong we are. But it was like because I do that's been the hardest thing is like I said going one step forward and then all of a sudden I'm three steps back and I'm like I've already been here. Why in the fuck am I here again? Like I thought I learned. I guess I didn't. Like I thought I learned this lesson, but I guess I didn't. I'm back here again, but it can get very discouraging. But once you start succeeding in the times that you do succeed, you'll start to believe that you can do this because you can. It's the lie that we believe that we can't and we give up so easily. That's what that black and white thing, that linear thing, man. Like, oh, it didn't happen. It's not gonna happen. That's 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 what they did. That's been the conditioning and manipulating on us. You know, what a fallacy. Just because it didn't happen one time doesn't mean it won't happen. We're a repetitive type of conditioned creature. We are, and they knew that. The dark forces knew that, and so they conditioned us as a collective into these ways and these ways of being, and that are not beneficial for us. And it sucks that they did, but that's on them. Don't let them win from you by being anything like that and getting mad in any way. So then they win again.